Good morning. I pray all is well with each of you. And I pray that you are having a beautiful morning. And my prayer is that you will have a prosperous day in the Lord. So I just came on here real quick to do a video. Um, God gave me a scripture which was Philippians 4:13. And the topic he gave me was delayed but not denied. And the subtopic was the time is now. Now, before I get to the scripture, I want to say to you, maybe God had given you a business, ministry, he gave you a vision, ideals, and you started it, and that's it. You did nothing else with it. And with some of you all, maybe it been 8 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 months ago, a year ago, or even now. I just came on to encourage you today to let you know that it may have been delayed, but it is not denied. The time is now. The time is now. Because he said in Philippians 4:13 that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You can do all things. There's no limit to that. When he said all things, that means anything that God has given you. Anything that he has given you, you can do it. There's no limit to that. And when I looked up the word all things, in the concordance, it says all manner of, as many as, whatsoever, the whole, all, manner of, all means. There's no limit to that. So if God have given you the visions, the dreams, the idea, the ministry, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And when I go back and I think about I can do, I looked that up in the concordance too. And it says the definition for that was I can do, be able, avail, can do, could, prevail, strength. So you can do it. You can do it, my sister. You can do it, my brother. The time is now. The time is now. Go back. Pick those journals up that you wrote down that idea when God gave it to you, when you was in prayer one night, or while you was driving down the highway. Go back. Dust those books off. Dust those journals off. You can do it. Why? Because he has given you strength to do it. Because he has given you strength to do it. It says, I can do all things through Christ. And you're not doing it in you. You're doing it through Christ. Through Christ who strengthened you. He has given you the strength to do it. He has given you the strength to do it. And then, some of us battle with, we're not worthy enough. I'm not qualified. But can I tell you that God qualifies you? He gave it to you, didn't he? He qualified you to do it. He has already qualified you to do it. Some of us think that it's just not in me. But God sees beyond that. God sees. You have to see yourself the way that God sees you, my sister. You have to see yourself the way that God sees you, my brother. He said all things. You can do it. You can do whatever God has given you. He said you can do it because he give you strength to do it. He has given you strength to do it. If God didn't think you could do it, he would have never gave it to you. He would have never given it to you. The time is now. The time is now. Go back. Go back. Revisit those things. Pray over them again. Ask God to give you the boldness, the courage. Ask God to help you to be effective in those things. Because he gave it to you. He gave it to you. And then don't compare yourself with other people. This is not, we're not in no competition. We in this together. We're in this together. God have given me so many things. And so before this word can go out to you all, guess what? It had to come into me. I had to eat it. I had to search me and ask God to remove the spirit of procrastination and ask God to give me boldness. You can do it. And guess what? I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. That's why I'm on here now. I can do all things. There's no limit to what you can do in God. There's no limit because he's giving you the strength to do it. He's giving you the strength. And Luke 1:37 says, all things are possible through Christ. So whatever God gave you, it's possible through him. You looking at, oh, God told me to start this cooking business. How am I gonna do that? I don't have the people. Don't, baby, just walk. And as you walk, you allow God to order your step. Because remember, we're walking by faith and not by sight. It's not what it looked like. Okay? And I know some of you all may have shared your vision, your idea with other people, and they didn't say something negative. Baby, listen. Don't worry about them. Ask God to send you the right people. Ask God to send you divine connection. Ask God to send those people who gonna root you on. Who's gonna be your cheerleader on the sideline. Who's gonna be your intercessor, praying for you. Praying that business, that idea, that dream, that ministry God has given you, praying that God would just continue to mature you in those things and bring it to light. So I just came just to tell you, it may have been delayed, but it was never denied. And I just want to encourage you, the time is now. The time is now. Be about your Father's business. Get it done. Revisit those things. Get it done. When I think about the word strengthen, it says God has enabled you to do it. The definition, when I went to the concordance, it says enable you. Strengthen means enable you to do it. God, he already enabled you to do it. It said empower you. God listen, he already empowered you to do it. Increase in. God already know. He has already increased you to do it. He give you the strength to do it. So, listen. And some of us, these things been laying, God gave it to us years ago. And we just been sitting on. And then some of us worry about what people say. Baby, listen. Baby, listen. Listen, let me tell you something. It ain't about the people. It's about obeying our Father. I don't want to be disobedient anymore. Worried about what people gonna say, what they gonna think, how I sound, baby. Listen, we are not alike. We all have a different sound. We don't speak alike. We don't talk alike. We don't look alike. But we all are God's children. Get up and do what God have called you to do. Get up, start it again. Let God breathe his breath of life on it. Get up. Get up. What you thought was dead, God about to breathe on it, baby, and bring it back to life. Get up. Somebody need that thing that's in you. Somebody want those shirts. Somebody want to eat your food. God done gave some of you all a cooking business. You know. Somebody, it's something in you that somebody need. That word that's in you, God, somebody need it. So get up, because you can do it. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You can do all things. There's nothing impossible with God on your side. There's no limit when God is in it. You got to get up, my sister. You got to do it, my brother. Get up. Get up and do it. Walk by faith and not by sight. Stop looking at, well, who gonna watch my YouTube video? Well, God, well, I ain't really qualified. Baby, God already qualified you when he called you, when he gave it to you, when you was dreaming and he gave you the ideal or the vision in your dream. God qualified you then. You was already qualified. So I pray that this word would encourage somebody. And I want you to know that I'm praying for you. That I'm praying for you. You can do it. That even though I might not know you, I'm your cheerleader. I'm one of your biggest cheerleaders. Encouraging you to push through it and do it. Do it scared. Do it when you feel like you don't even know what you're doing. When God give me things, sometimes I'm like, God, I don't know what I'm doing. But see, God knows. Because one thing I learned, I'm not doing this alone. I'm not doing this by myself. God has called me to do it. He have called me to do it. He have qualified me to do it. Some of us feel like we're not worthy. But baby, you're worthy. You're worthy. You're worthy to do it. Some of us feel like, I just did so much. No, God not looking at that. And you got to let that go. So I just want to tell you, delayed but not denied. The time is now. Don't despise small beginnings. Don't despise small beginnings. Just because it's not moving fast enough for you, just because you only had 2 people that viewed your video, just because you had 1 person to only try your food, just because nobody bought the t-shirts yet, just because it sounds crazy and foolish to people that you shared it with, that you might not should have shared it with, don't mean that it's not gonna work. It don't mean that God didn't call you to do it. Get up. Start again. The time is now. Have a blessed and prosperous day. Love you. Bye.